possible to survive in Kiev if you are 60 or if you are 70 years old. Babushka, Ukrainian babushka.
Станция Голосіївська. This station is Голосіївська.
Hello everyone, greetings from the capital of freedom. In this video I will show you how we, ordinary residents of Kiev, live in our city during the war. So let's get started. What's the news in Kiev? Just usual routine. Air raids, funerals. Yes, I can't be funny all the time. Yes, I'm still alive and I'm here to report you about Russian war crimes.
Life is quite predictable in Kiev. Are you trying to catch the Russian drone, Tosik?
Look here, just 1 minute later, after the minute of silence, I was invited to the school to talk with some teachers of my son. And now, no classes. Again, all kids are running to a bomb shelter. In our case, to the metro. I think it is a Russian plan for our kids not to study, to be uneducated and to to be like Russian slaves. How many lessons did you have today? 3 or 2 out of 6? It's a usual story in Ukraine. Every day studies of our kids are interrupted by Russian missiles and drones. In my last 2 videos, I talked about Ukrainian mentality and about some cultural differences, about how differently we see the same things. So today I've got another idea. Do you remember 3 years ago when I was in Germany? So I was absolutely shocked, struck by the way of life of the elderly people. So here the question arises, the elderly people, who are they? What is their age? How old are they? Do you remember in the Middle Ages, people who reached the age of 40 were considered old people, and people who lived to 80, or not 80, now it is 80, at that time it was 30, were considered the elderly people. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but in my opinion, in the post-Soviet countries, we have the same tendency. So people who are 60 are considered old people. So in Ukraine, if you are 60, you are a pensioner, you are old, and your life is just miserable existence waiting for an end, for a final end. For example, if you are 80 in Germany, you are traveling, you are living to the fullest, you are enjoying your life, you can get even married. By the way, there is a pension reform in Ukraine at the moment. And this year, in 2025, you can't get your pension until you reach 65 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And every year the retirement age is increasing. Anyway, if you are 65, okay, if you are 70, it means the end. The end of the story. The retirement age in Ukraine is associated with diseases and just attempts to survive. I've told you already, the minimum pension in Ukraine is a little bit more. Okay, I will be concise. 2,200 hryvnias, and it makes $50. An average pension is about 5,000 hryvnias, so it is equal to $120. I will tell you the truth, I pay for the utility bills more than 6,000 hryvnias monthly. In winter even more. So if a pensioner lives in the same apartment as I do, and he or she gets a pension of, okay, let it be 5,000 hryvnias, and the utility bill is 6,000 hryvnias. The question is how to survive. Who can solve this puzzle? I can't imagine my retirement age. Bah. I will be playing music. I'm not good at playing music. I don't know. I don't want to be a babushka. My dear friends. Maybe I will be selling flowers from my village. I showed you elderly people who are selling in the streets and in the subways many times. So what are they selling? Look here. They are selling some food, cans with preserves, sometimes vegetables and fruit from their vegetable gardens. Sometimes they are selling their personal things like a book, a vase, or I don't know, a piece of clothing. They just don't want to beg and they are trying to survive. Sometimes they sell potato, garlic, onion. In spring they sell flowers in pots. I have so many flowers in pots. It's my balcony. I just can't but buy them all the time. You know, when I was in Germany in 2022, I was shocked at how the elderly lived in Germany. So if you are in Ukraine and you are 60, you are already doomed and your future is disease and poverty. If you are 80 in Germany, you are enjoying your life, you are traveling, you can get married. Those old members of our Never Give Up community remember that I was lived with Ludwig, our host Ludwig, a German who was 87 at that time. And okay, I will tell you a secret story, a very funny story. So every day, some Germans in their 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe sometimes 90s, came to our house, to Ludwig's house, and he had a talk with them, and then he asked me to join them. I tried to have a talk with them, but my German wasn't very good, and it isn't very good. So the talk was like, sehr angenehm, wirklich, natürlich, ich habe gesagt, blah, blah, blah. So my German just didn't allow me to understand what was going on. And I will tell you what was going on. Our friendly, helpful, generous host Ludwig just wanted to marry me out. My dear friends, when I got to know about this, I was absolutely furious. And I told him that I wasn't going to marry anyone. And actually he was surprised, and I think he was offended. He couldn't understand, like, so many grooms, so many decent fiancés, yeah? Am I pronouncing this French word correctly in English? So he was very upset. And when I told him that it's unbelievable, those men were coming to our house and they were assessing me like a horse in the market. I'm not, pardon. Okay, so it was a funny story, and I think Ludwig enjoyed a lot running that village private dating or marriage agency. By the way, and finally, he couldn't marry me out, but he married himself. So last year, he married a Czech woman. He was 89 and she was 65. A happy couple in Germany. That's my story. I'm still shocked. Now, when 3 years have passed, it's very funny. But at that time, I do remember that day. But you know me, I'm a well-mannered person, and I didn't want to to upset our host who sheltered us during the war. The end of the story. Okay, I will tell you one more story. Actually, it's a sad story. If we are talking about elderly people, yesterday I met an old man again, a man of, I don't know, maybe of 70. So that man was standing next to the metro, and he was holding a box with ballpoint pens. Very old. I mean, they looked very Soviet, those pens. I think the last time when I saw such pens, maybe 20 years ago, when I was studying at school. And, you know, my first thought was like, maybe he's a retired PhD or a nuclear physicist with a pension of 5,000-6,000 hryvnias. I decided to help him because I could physically feel how embarrassed and how awkward he felt while selling those pens. Actually, nobody was buying. He was just standing and holding that box with pens. So I asked how much one pen cost, and he lowered his eyes and he said 10 hryvnias. I bought 10 pens. Yes, I desperately need old Soviet pens. So I bought 10 pens, and when I came home, my kids told me, like, "Bear, mommy, you bought such terrible, ugly pens. They look so Soviet." Okay, they never said they looked Soviet. They just said that they looked absolutely ugly. And they were not going to take those pens to school. Nobody will force you. So I just tried to explain them that man would have never taken money from me, because he would have considered it like charity, like alms, and he would have felt humiliated. I do understand him. I think I would also feel humiliated if someone gave me charity. 1 second, people are taking pictures. Well, let's go quickly. So, yes, as always, I'm trying to make jokes, but honestly, I felt very depressed after meeting that man. I can't imagine my retirement age. It would be absolutely horrible. Look at me, how positive I am. In every video I am telling you, my dear friends, if there is no update, you know what may happen. A Russian missile has killed me, and now I am planning my retirement age. Yes, I am a liar, you know. All Russian bots keep on writing that I am a liar and I am working for the Ukrainian security service. Yes, they pay me a huge salary. Oh, one more story. You know, as always, no script, no plan, no preparation. As always, I try to repeat to your comments, but I'm so lucky to have nice friends like you are. So I'm getting mostly good comments, But sometimes Russian bots come and they are trying hard to spoil my mood, but it's impossible. Anyway, I'm trying to respond them. So one bot wrote, I will cite him or her or it. So it wrote, will you explain how you spent American money? I don't know, maybe he was addressing all Ukrainians or personally me. I decided to show him or her how I spent $60 billion. You know me, I love brands. For 35 euros.
My dear friends, some Russian bots asked me in the comments how we Ukrainians spend American money. Honestly, I didn't get all those $60 billion, maybe one or two, but I will tell them. I bought brand clothes for Richie and Tosik. My dear friends, your mommy is telling the truth. Yeah. Honestly, we are getting ready to start a new YouTube channel for Rich and Tosik. So we are helping China, some Chinese sites. I think we'll have fun. No Armani and Gucci. Now we will be buying everything for Witold and Richie and Richard. Look at Tosik, he's so serious. Tosik, are you happy? Are you, my dear friends, are you ready to be celebrities? I think they are. And they have begun to, yes. It was a grave mistake. They have begun to behave like celebrities. Ooh.
My dear friends, my Never Give Up community, thank you so much for all your brilliant ideas. I will express my gratitude from Richie and Tosik, from our future celebrities. So they decided to name their channel Richie and Tosik from Ukraine. So, Richie and Tosik from Ukraine presents.
Richie, you will be a superstar. My dear friends, here we have Gucci, Armani, Dolce & Gabbana everything is from one Chinese side. Toshik, that was my glass of water. Thanks God it's not my cup of tea. Toshik. Toshik. My dear friends, he doesn't care at all. Toshik. That was my water. But now it is yours. You are a Kievan gangster. I understand. Now this is your glass of water. I'm not going to fight with you.
So, what's the news in Kiev? It's very warm today. You know, this winter is abnormally warm. And I think even nature is on our side. I think even the global warming decided to help Ukrainians to survive this terrible winter. Do you remember all autumn I kept on repeating like Ukrainians are facing the most terrible winter in the history of Ukraine, but we have survived 2 months already, and we were lucky because this winter is abnormally warm. But next week we are promised to have minus 16 degrees Celsius. Yes, and it will be snowing, so we should be prepared for the Russian drone and ballistic missiles attacks, because Russians are so predictable, you know. So what else? In terms of the elderly age, I will tell you one more story. Today I have many stories. You know, I'm an endless source of stories. One day, when I'm an old babushka, an old Kievan babushka, I will publish a book of sad stories from Kiev. Okay, no more stories for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to all my crazy stories. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Pray for Ukraine. And goodbye.
There can't be no light if darkness don't exist. He never left my side. He showed me the way out of all the storms raging at the sea. He gave me back my life. I owe him everything.